It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Charlotte as the Hornets go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And what a beginning to the season we've had. Some amazing plays, some huge games. Shaq, for the teams that have gotten out to a fast start, how do they go about maintaining that momentum?
Well, it's called PPM, Ernie. Perseverance, physically and mentally. Put your hands up, Ernie. Put your hands up, Kenny.
Okay.
Touch it.
All right.
Join hands. You just got to ride the wave and don't overthink it. Bring it back, Kenny. Oh, there you go. Ride the wave. Don't overthink. One last time. Ride the wave. There you go.
Oh,
Bring it back. Yeah. And
I think
then
I
ride
get it.
the wave. Yeah.
I got it.
I call my hands.
What does that have to do with maintaining that momentum?
You got to ride the wave, Ernie.
Oh, okay.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Well,
Have you got something that doesn't require physical demonstration?
Well, I just say that your hands were very soft. I just want to say that. You do a good job of, moisturizing.
Moisturizing.
Yeah,
yes.
you do.
And you know what it was? It was some of that Gold Bond. Man up, Ernie.
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, let's just keep improving and see what happens.
Let's go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
The starting lineup for the visiting Cleveland Cavaliers. At shooting, J.R. Smith. At power forward, Jay Crowder. At the other guard position, Derek Rose. At center, Kevin Love. At the other forward position, LeBron James. The head coach of the visiting team is Clarence.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast from Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Hornets. It's Wednesday night basketball, live on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Right now, the Hornets are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. Some doubts forming early for these guys. They've gone 0-4 to start the season. They need a win, fellas.
And checking out Charlotte, so far it looks like the adjustments they've made in the offseason aren't going to produce the desired effect.
Yeah, lots of season left to go, so maybe a little too early to say that. The results have been anything but positive early on, but we've seen plenty of teams dig themselves out of big holes after early season woes.
Shots good by Walker.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. LeBron and Crowder, the tandem at forward. Smith is out there with Rose. And it's Love in at the center.
Back in 2008, Kevin Love was drafted with the 5th pick by Memphis and then traded to Minnesota, and he became the Timberwolves star player in a hurry. But they couldn't surround him with the kind of talent necessary to make it out of the lottery in the Western Conference.
James against Kidd-Gilchrist. James right side.
And I'm just not sure the league has ever seen a more intimidating slasher than LeBron James. A 6'8" bullet train. He's so strong, so quick, and if he gets a shoulder on you, watch out.
That free throw, no good.
I think about LeBron James, and it's not about the job, it's how you do the job. And he's been a professional every season that he's been in the association.
And he's good on the second. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. On defense, Cleveland. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And boy, did they impress everyone with that comeback they had in the fourth. Just stunned that crowd.
And LeBron always feels like he can get past his man. It's that next level of the D he focuses on.
And if I'm the help, I play him for the pass. I don't want to be in that poster. Maybe the most devastating finisher in league history.
Here's Walker. J.R. Smith making his last shot. There's a screen. Howard kicks to Lamb. Outside, Walker launches it. They get it back. And Dwight Howard again. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great group.
LeBron kicks to Rose. Smith with a wide open look. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Well, that's what Smith does best. A long-range specialist who loves to square up from outside the three-point line.
Screen by Howard. Here's Lamb. Misses the three.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play. Now, they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burners.
The Hornets trail. Walker dishes to Howard. There's the pick. On the wing, Williams. All alone. And that one is good. Williams has got 5 points so far. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit, had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Now here's Crowder. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Can't hit the free throw line jumper. Outside, Walker. He dishes it to Lamb. Outside, Williams. Pass to Howard. Howard setting the pick for Walker. Clock at 4. Over Rose. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Here is Rose. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Dishes it to Crowder. Howard with the steal. LeBron against Kidd-Gilchrist. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Howard. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Williams. And Monk's subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Free throw drops for Kid Gilchrist. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
20 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Monk. Knocks down the 3 ball. Monk's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
They set the screen. Outside Corver. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We come back right after this. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Well, their efforts have been rewarded here after one. Winning the battle over second chance points has them ahead on the scoreboard.
Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Down low, it's Kaminsky and Zeller. And it's Bacon in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And Monk is a good shooter from the mid-range. He's only going to get better the more he looks to shoot from there.
Here's Wade. And that one comes up a bit short. Charlotte leading by 8. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
And Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. And it just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
Bacon's shot is off.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Shumpert a screen on Walker. Outside, Green. Just 5 on the clock. Zeller grabs the board.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
And Walker kicks to Zeller. And here is Monk. He has 5. They set the pick. Pass to Walker. There's the 3. Again, the miss by Walker.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Now, here's Green. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Wade with it. He's picked up by Walker. No good from Wade. Hornets leading by 8. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing. And if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers. This their first chance this season playing Charlotte.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Yeah, it was a completely one-sided season series, and that was no surprise to anyone. This first game between them should give us an idea if they're on a little more even ground this season.
Charlotte making some changes. Howard's checked in for Cody Zeller, and it's Lamb in there for Kemba Walker. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Jay Crowder's checked in for Love. James comes in for Shumpert. J.R. Smith's checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Rose in for Dwayne Wade. He took good advantage of that screen. 6 points for Jay Crowder.
And Rose, an explosive scorer, but he's always been a very capable passer at the point.
Here's Kaminsky. Off target with his 3. The Cavaliers trail by 8. And J.R. Smith, one of the more unabashed gunners, Brent, in the NBA.
I always say this about J.R. Smith, Kevin. When in doubt, shoot. Stay in doubt all the time. And J.R. Smith has played his career in doubt.
Bacon the pass to Lamb. Kaminsky kicks to Monk. Here's the screen. Kaminsky sets the pick for Monk. Jumper off the screen. The Cavaliers pull it in. We've got 1:18 left here in the second. Here's Crowder. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 8 points for Jay Crowder.
He's just so aggressive on that move. You have to come over fast and hard to stop him.
Lamb dishes to Howard. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Green. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Rose passes to James. And it's sent back by Howard.
That reach of Dwight Howard is so impressive. A dominant shot blocker and a tremendous athlete.
Charlotte no good that time either. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. James kicks to Smith. A 3-pointer off the mark. Hornets leading by 6. Monk with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. The Hornets have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw drops for Lamb. Charlotte making some changes. Williams comes in for Kaminsky. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist subbed in for Bacon. And Lamb drops them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Now here's Rose. He's tightly guarded. He feeds it to Smith. Green, the screen. And stolen by Howard. Monk. It's not going to go for him. That'll do it for the first half. Hornets lead by 8. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Teron Lou. Teron, what problems are you seeing out there?
Just
have to make shots. We just got to relax. We just got to keep playing.
Thanks for your time, Teron. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They have a solid 8-point lead. And Big Fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
Well, they need to generate more points in the paint. The defense knew all along that they were going to shoot that jump shot every time down the court. There was no diversity in their offense. No one was able to figure out different things that they were doing. Very predictable offense, and I think that was the difference.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. One guy who's been getting it done is Malik Monk.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
You've heard the rumors, Brent, the death of the big man. But with guys like Towns and Porzingis and others entering the league that can play on the perimeter and still have that length to make a difference inside, could we see a big man renaissance, or at least maybe see him have more of an impact than people are giving him credit for right now?
Well, I think what we're seeing is the evolution of the 5 spot, Kevin. So it's not that the big man is lost. It's that the big man's doing a lot of the things that the little man used to be asked to do, and that is shooting threes, handle the ball, make some decisions at the top of the key, be a playmaker. It's fascinating to watch guys with this sort of size and this sort of skill, and also being this young, having such a tremendous impact for the organizations they're playing for.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, Smith is the 2 with LeBron at the 3. Kevin Love out there with Jay Crowder, and it's Rose in at the point guard. Free throw, no good for Walker.
And a Kyrie's trade demand over the summer, a reflection of his frayed relationship with LeBron. James, with a forceful personality, it seems that may have grated on Irving.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And you could say they probably were in control for 3 quarters of that game, but in that 4th quarter, man, they just fell apart.
Here's Lamb. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Now the pass to Walker. There's a screen by Williams. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 5 points now this quarter.
And LeBron remains an outspoken leader on this Cavs team. Still interesting, though, to see whether he alters his style somewhat in light of the Kyrie situation. Perhaps leaving more to the coaches and looking to blend in more with his teammates. Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball going.
Now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Cavaliers.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
It's Crowder on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Crowder's got 11 points.
See all the responsibilities that LeBron James has. He is their leader. I'd like to see him get it to the open teammate. He does that often.
And Lamb kicks to Walker. To the paint. Here's Howard. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. He's got 8.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Well, Tyronn Lue still pretty much new to the coaching ranks, but a tremendous amount of experience from his playing career. He won titles with Kobe and Shaq in Los Angeles for the Lakers, played alongside Michael Jordan in Washington, and he's seen LeBron James bring a title back to Cleveland. That's a lot of championship experience for Ty Lue.
Here's Walker following the basket by LeBron James. Screen by Howard. Off the pick. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's now 10 points for Walker.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
Well, he's doing everything he can to make them competitive. And by everything, I mean draining threes.
Here's Williams, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Hornets lead by 9.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
James outside. It's a pick by Love. James kicks to Love. The 9-foot shot. Rebound by Williams. Hornets leading by 9. Outside, Walker. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Smith dishes to Love. Screen by Smith. Rose against Walker. Lets it fly from 18. And it's Rose missing.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range. And Dwight Howard, the second ever and last ever #1 overall pick, taken directly out of high school. As we know, the rules have taken effect. Coming out of Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy. That's a pretty good gig. You know, your first job out of high school is playing in the NBA.
And the first one drops. And Brent, Dwight Howard said it had been his dream growing up to play for the Hawks. Back then, if he attended a game, he was up in the nosebleed section.
Well, the dream was short-lived, Kevin. Dwight just played 1 season in Atlanta under Coach Budenholzer and then moved on to Charlotte in a trade. And with the way things shook out and him not playing in fourth quarters at the end of that first season, the Atlanta Hawks felt like they didn't get true value from the center.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Hard to deny many of the skills that Dwight Howard brings to the floor on a nightly basis. Not just a force on defense, but has those nights on offense where he can be imposing as well.
Now here's Shumpert. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
You know, at least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
Screen by Howard. Here's Monk. Shot clock reset for Charlotte. Howard, the pass to Zeller. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Screen by Howard. Walker against Shumpert. A second chance effort. Walker's shot is off.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Wade kicks to Corbin. It's a pick by Love. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Wade up again. Now, here's Monk. He's got 8. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
There's a quiet confidence that Monk seems to play with. You can see he just feels like nobody can guard him. Kid just plays with an edge.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And that one misses, so it's both teams making substitutions here. And he sinks the second. Stolen by Walker. Bacon. That one doesn't go. And so it's Charlotte with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their defensive mindset clearly focused on clamping down on LeBron James, and their game plan is working. We'll return shortly. And now let's take a listen on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hands. Show your hands. Don't foul.
Moments ago, Steve Clifford talking about defensive technique. Doesn't want to give up 3 points at the charity line.
And by focusing in on the smallest thing, his guys know how serious he is. One of the better defensive coaches in our league.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Down low, it's Kaminsky and Zeller. And it's Bacon in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. And you know, Brent, we know top-level coaching is an all-in affair. Strategy, motivation, working the officials. But who are some of the most complete coaches in the league right now?
Well, the top of the list is Greg Popovich and what he does. There's no doubt that the way that he has his team prepared on a nightly basis, carrying out the game plan, the way he works the sidelines, as you mentioned, Kevin, Greg Popovich is the cream of the crop when it comes to NBA coaches.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line.
And the Cavs trade for Isaiah Thomas reunites 2 former teammates. He and Kevin Love actually played a little AAU ball together, both of them growing up in the Pacific Northwest.
Now here's Shumpert. On the wing, Green. Just 5 on the clock. Over Kaminsky. Green, no luck.
And back in high school, Isaiah Thomas used to ride the train down to Portland and stay the weekend at the Love's family house. For those two teaming up once again at this level, that's pretty surreal.
Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Charlotte. Cleveland also making some changes. Jay Crowder's checked in for Green. LeBron comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Now here's Walker. Over in the corner, Zeller. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And when you watch Cody Zeller on the floor, you just see how effective he is. He really plays the position well on both ends. He doesn't put up those huge numbers, but the change for his team is that he is so versatile and easy to plug in.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg, last season the Hornets were so much more productive when Zeller was on the floor. He was crucial whenever they came away with the win.
And many fans will tell you that Zeller was the second most important player on the team last season. Not a big box score guy, but his value to a team is undeniable.
And so Zeller nails both of them. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Timeout called, Cleveland. Brent, many teams have cracked down on cell phone use during practices and during games. Can anything be done on a league level in that regard?
Hold on, Kevin. I'm getting a call.
Okay, good. Yeah. Can you put him on hold for just a second?
Yeah, Mom, I'm talking to Kevin Harlan. Yeah, it's a different age. I don't think the league, Kevin, can do anything with regards to how players use their mobile devices. That's up to the team and how it is a coach make sure that the demands of what your practice schedule is and your game schedule and your attentiveness to those times that you need to be there, that takes precedent.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Charlotte. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Monk. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Kevin Love, such a versatile offensive player who can pass, who can shoot with range. I like him looking to score inside to get himself going, and that's the way that the offense has tended to go. First quarter seems to belong to Kevin Love.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And you can't defend Kevin Love with smaller players. He can take him down on the block.
Well, he can back them up a little bit, Kevin. Then go to either hand. Use the right, use the left, and shoot the jump hook over the top. And then sometimes if he slows himself down, has a great pump fake to draw in the contact.
Both free throws good from Love.
Think about Kevin Love coming into the NBA as a post player, eventually becoming a player that shot over 500 threes in a season. Now a great floor spacer and very effective rebounder.
Now here's Walker. Charlotte moving the ball around. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Clock at 6. Lamb dishes to Williams. Sees the alley-oop. LeBron with the block.
Wow, LeBron throwing that one away hard. There's a message behind that block.
Feeds it to Love.
Come on, he's traveling.
There's the dish to Wade. And the wide open shot from Rose. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker, sinks the triple. Walker's got 12 points in just the second half.
Well, he just nailed his second three of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
James in the post. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. A shot by LeBron, no good. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. Kaminsky sets the pick for Walker. Shot's good by Williams.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now here's Rose. He kicks it to LeBron. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 6 assists now in the game. Hornets leading by 15. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Pass to Williams. To the middle. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
And with time becoming a factor, that may do it, guys.
Well, leads are not given. They are earned. Playing with desire and attention to detail all night.
Now here's Rose. Love with the screen on Kid Gilchrist. James dishes to Love. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Marvin Williams, for a long while, had been viewed as a tweener. You know, a player who is stuck somewhere, Greg, between the small and power forward positions.
Yeah, and for a lot of players, that is plenty to get you minutes. I mean, Williams has improved on his defense here later in his career, and he shot more threes, and it's really become a weapon for him over the course of his career.
That free throw good from Kevin Love. In other sports, the drafts have so many rounds, the scouts have a lot of work to do, but with only 2 rounds in the NBA draft, Brent, can the GM really just cover most of it?
I think the GMs, at least the smartest GMs, Kevin, have a great team behind them that gets out there, gathers as much information as possible, and does as much in terms of not only the play, but the player, the dynamics of the player, his characteristics, what he's about. To bring all that information to a general manager and present it to him before the draft, teams do a great job of targeting guys that they think are going to enhance their roster.
And now the international realm comes into play too.
Well, if I signed you up for my Mediterranean scouting service, Kevin, would you do it?
Yeah, I do it for free.
I'll see you over there.
A different look now for Cleveland. Jay Crowder's checked in for Shumpert. Dwayne Wade comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jose Calderon.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Charlotte.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Walker.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
Cleveland on defense. Following the basket by Malik Monk. And Walker kicks to Monk. Crowder against Williams. 5 on the clock. From deep, Walker. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Rose. Here's LeBron. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks very much. Dwight, coming off of the loss in the last game, what was the difference tonight?
We got a good win tonight coming from a tough game last night. Started out strong. We just stuck with it. We stayed together, and we got a good win.
And a good performance on the second night of a back-to-back. Thanks, Dwight. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time